it wide awake. If all the world is crumbling, I can feel it coming. If no one answers when you call me a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. We all need a hero. I might be dead, but I'm not done. Call me a hero. We all might be heroes. I might be dead, but I'm not done. I might be a hero.
And this is why it's always so important to have some form of covering on the floor when you're cutting your meat.
That being said, I said some things in a very threatening tone last session towards the writer and editor of this book, and I would like to say, I don't blame you guys, I blame the budget you were given. But I would still like to have words.
This is why I don't do quips on Mondays anymore.
Because
Hello.
we made you realize that no matter what you do, you cannot beat us.
No, because I'm so emotionally exhausted from them that I can't come up with my own.
Welcome to our gathering of heroes. These are the would-be heroes of the Marvel Universe, an actual play using the relatively new Marvel Multiverse 616 ttrpg system. As a warning, this is a game that can also explore mature themes, and while we will be specifically avoiding some topics, the game may still include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, or other topics. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. Players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams will be available on YouTube after the game, and you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready. 3 quick acknowledgements to Roll20, the official virtual tabletop of the Marvel Multiverse TTRPG system. Demiplane, owned by Roll20, a platform that connects TTRPG fans to make games better with high-quality tools and enhance the ways games can be played, shared, and explored. And to Marvel Comics, without whom none of this would be happening. So a quick introduction of our cast, starting with Glitch.
Hey everybody, it's Glitch. I told you I'd be back again. Are you surprised? You shouldn't be. I'll be playing Alexi, aka Anima, who has no clue what's going on anymore at any given point in time.
Oh, gonna be a bit of a shock. Joe.
Hey everybody, I'm Joe, better known as DJ Toy or Nullifier on most Instagram and social media sites. I'm playing Brown Recluse, your web daddy.
Nothing? Tweets?
I mean,
Feets?
webby tweets,
There it is.
skeets,
Get them out while you can.
they're webby feets. And it's a puddle of webby goodness. This is the most important meal of the day.
Exactly. The snack. All right.
I haven't eaten in like 16 hours.
May I recommend a web shake?
It is full of protein.
It is.
Can we move on?
Alejandro?
Hi there, everyone. I'm getting real close to my mic so I don't have to talk as loud. My name is Alejandro, also known as the Greedy Dragon, and today I'll be playing as Hector, also known as the Red Jaguar, the super strong luchador with a dry sense of humor, and is wondering what happened to the pupusas him and his buddy Raylon made on the Monday game.
Mm-hmm.
Who
These are
should he
important
ask
questions.
about that?
These are very important questions. Also, the empanada that ended up on the floor.
Why would you betray me like this?
No, to be fair to
I am the
Glitch,
god of chaos.
Synapse did say she would not tell Hector about what happened. All he knows is that someone knocked his empanadas on the floor.
Yep.
Wasn't
Sixth
fully my
sense.
fault.
I mean,
He doesn't know who it was. He was gonna want to know, but he doesn't
Oh.
know who it was. Glitch
I'm gonna-
may be safe.
This is coming into this game. CJ.
Hello, everyone. I am CJ, aka Cloud, on all the socials, playing Solstice, who is actually pretty scared that Asgardians are as racist as the other two new people that he's met. So he's a little worried, but we'll see what goes down.
Sort of a thing. And John.
Bonjour. Dang it, I had a whole series of non sequitur French words, but forgot all of them. Hello, I'm John. I'll be playing the Tokusatsu style flip kicking, very unconscious Steel Aegis today.
Biscuit. Baguette. Tout le monde.
Au revoir, mon petit chauffeur.
CJ knows. All right.
Wait, my petite what?
Chauffeur.
Chauffeur?
I was told that means cauliflower.
Oh, yes. Okay, that's why I'm like, he can't be saying cauliflower. What else?
Why does he? Is there some other hidden meaning? No. My petite fromage. All right.
There we go.
All right. Where and what's happening? Things are afoot. Things are changing. Things are happening. With the defeat of two nefarious dark fae, shadow fae, very tall for dwarves, a spellcaster, some kind of sorcerer, and a vampire. Our team, with Gideon Price drinking out of this elixir, suddenly gaining insight, for want of a better term, of the past, present, and future. More of that when he comes back next week. The sudden realization and the magic restored to the body from whence it was stolen caused a, let's call it a kerfuffle in the courts of Asgard, to which essentially what was lost was now found again, and everybody knew it, or possibly everybody knew it, to the point where the Bifrost was opened and everyone was shunted cross-dimensionally to places hitherto to them unknown. Everyone appearing in a grandiose golden throne hall room with feast tables and guards and warriors and might and mysticism, essentially. The throne room of Asgard, upon the throne of which sits the mighty Thor, surrounded by guards, warriors, feasting vassals, other gods and godlings, and now in a circle, etched into the magically etched into the ground, as befitting usual transportation of the Bifrost, our heroes. A Svartalf, as has been referred to him as, Solstice, apprehensive at first because of the treatment by the Asgardians, the Warriors 3, and now deeply uncomfortable because of each and every one of the warriors that is surrounding the arrival point of the Bifrost lowers its spear. Svartalf, what is a Svartalf doing in the throne room of Asgard?
Do you mind not pointing the spears? We just fought a bone dragon. There were lots of explosions, and then we had to fight a vampire, a bouncer dwarf, and a multiplying dwarf. We've had a bit of a day.
Zan Andrews, being literally unconscious, lying on the floor,
Teleports in and collapses.
So Brown Recluse and Hector, the red Jaguar, are the only ones still standing. Hector, barely so, or at the very least, you're very, very tired.
One hit point.
You have 1 hit point, and you have no focus. Oh wait, no, you took
I
some
have 0
focus
focus.
left.
I thought we got that back when we ranked up. Never mind. I will put that to 0. Oh, nope, still 0.
Right now. You'll get it. It's fine. So Brown Recluse, essentially, as things are sort of happening all around you, Gideon Price, a short distance away, the Warriors 3, sort of beginning to sort of step away from they've done this many times before. They step away from the Bifrost sort of summoning circle, as it were. You have rows upon rows of these armored warriors with spears. You have a gigantic throne upon which sits a muscular, golden-haired man with a hammer and a red cape. Not standing in front of it, as is the photo, but I took a stock photo, so it's fine. And milling about are other... basically, it looks like Ren Fair in Norway. Only super, super authentic. With people that are larger than life. What is your reaction? What are you doing? And Solstice, Killian is very unnerved, and others seem to be pointing him out to others who seem to be going basically this game of telephone. We're being invaded by Spartos. What is going on? To arms, to arms.
Can someone... you know what, Solstice, I'm sorry. I'm too tired. And Hector just falls down. Wake me up if I need to bust the head.
As he's doing that, can I make like a spider pillow so he doesn't hit his head? Like, I
Yeah.
see him.
Absolutely. Sorry. Sploink.
Okay.
It's a bit sticky, your hair's caught in it, but that's fine.
He keeps his hair short, makes it easier.
Yeah, it'll come out. You know, just keep soaking it.
This place is
Hail,
impossibly huge.
hail, kind people of Asgard. This is not an invasion. We are only here by the skin of Thor's hammer. Yeah, we've had a really bad couple of days, and we seek refuge for wine tasting and good food and merriment and possible citizenship of Asgard or friends. And I know a good person who is not diabetic. What is her name? Was it Brunhilde? She was really nice and really cute. Is she here? Oh, also a person at the throne. I saw that in a movie, kind of.
And the man at the throne stands impressively. He's easily 6.5 feet tall. Stands and says, "Welcome, friends. Friends of Asgard. Returners of he who was lost to us for centuries. Everyone, these heroes shall feast among us as equals, for they have brought back wisdom to these halls. Eat, drink, be merry." And he slams his hammer on the side of the throne, and it almost like causes this massive and you feel a bit of a force wave. But it's almost like everybody's, oh, yep, the king decreed. So this is what we're doing now. So everybody's like, okay. And each and every one of them that was pointing a spear brings up his spear away from Killian. But none of them stop staring at you. They kind of just walk away and they're like
NPCs that are walking, but
Hey,
exactly.
Solstice.
And they're bumping into
Yes.
stuff and they're tracking because the colliders are
Yeah.
meshed.
So I'm not sure, but I think this is Asgard and
Asgard.
Asgard. And with the S
No,
is
it's just
no, because the S is on it because it makes it sassy. So you gotta say Asgard.
Very handsome young man, probably early 20s. Very svelte, very slim, wearing sort of one of those vests that is like tied together at the front, but it's midriff bearing.
Oh,
And he sort of has this large platter of grapes and there's pomegranates on it, which is weird because pomegranates aren't exactly, native to.
mhm.
But there's like random fruits,
Okay.
like my lords.
Oh, thanks. Don't eat the pomegranate, guys. It's not good. I read this somewhere. Also,
Hector, at the smell of food, Hector wakes up, sits up, like, that's Greek mythology, not Norse. Also, 1 second, looks over to Zan's unconscious form and flicks his forehead to wake him up. Wake up. Wake up.
you also have some of my web in your hair.
Yes, the half of the pillow is still stuck to the back of your head.
You know what? I'm gonna leave that there for now.
Cool.
It happens.
It's like
but,
that. Just an extra headrest.
But Solstice, since we are in Asgard, so it kind of reminds me of Canada. Can you change your form into Ryan Gosling?
I was thinking it might be easier.
Ryan
Their
Reynolds.
eyes are not.
Do Ryan Reynolds.
They're just
Do Ryan Reynolds.
they're following me everywhere.
Because you're a hot.
I'm not
stuff.
ashamed of myself, but
No.
no, I think they want to hurt me.
And you should not be ashamed of yourself.
I
No,
don't know if
but
Do we
changing
die?
clothes is gonna- well,
perhaps the
No,
attention
we're
is-
in Asgard.
And a
Like,
man,
when he says that we're in Asgard, Zan is just gonna fully
Whoa.
do a kip up. And it's like, what?
Oh yeah. Okay, so you can do Ryan Gosling or Ryan Reynolds. I'm gonna,
What would you like?
Chevy
Reynolds.
Chase. No, he's American. Sorry.
Reynolds.
Dan Aykroyd.
Ryan Reynolds. Go. Do you need a
We'll
reference?
try. No, I've seen the Notebook.
Really? The Notebook is the one you've seen? Not,
And I changed it to
proposal.
Ryan Gosling.
Nice.
Can I just state out of character? We literally are the TVA's worst nightmare. We've
Yeah, 'cause
now
we-
made Ryan Reynolds canon to the Marvel universe
I think Ryan Reynolds made himself canon to the
outside of
universe.
Deadpool, and they just
Dang.
TVA
Okay, see-
actively hunting us down.
See, you look good. You look good. Hold on. Turn around a little bit.
Did I miss the back?
No, the back's fine. Okay. Yeah, everything's good. Good.
So, Zan Andrews, you sit up suddenly and you are essentially surrounded by gold. Golden throne, golden hallway, gilded armor of lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of warriors. Necklaces and jewelry abound.
He starts doing the thing that for anyone else, they would probably have a massive bruise by this point, but he just like starts slapping Jaguar's bicep and is like, we're in Asgard. We're in Asgard.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Asgard.
That is correct.
Oh, this is cool. What? Okay, wait. Okay, is this the concussion or was Gideon like making out with a vampire like 10 minutes ago?
I grab him and say,
That happened.
bouncer.
Oh yeah, you weren't here last
Bouncer.
week.
That's
Whoa.
Gosh is like, what?
Maybe, but also I saw some people take Gideon away, and I think he's good.
Okay.
And
I
another
mean, yeah, these guys are like Asgardians. Yeah,
a young
they're
woman
like heroes. They probably wouldn't like murder
dressed
us on
very
sight.
similarly to the first one, the vest with the lace front, the string tied front, the little leather ties, midriff bearing, carries over amazingly one-handed a platter of meat.
Feeling socially awkward, Zan will grab a unit of meat and just kind of
A unit of meat.
chew on it.
Little roll,
like-
little roll of ham prosciutto.
And yeah, he is going to start talking to this individual who probably is not paid enough to deal with mortals. It was like, so hey, is the magic you guys use like actual just like hyper technology? Are there any like technicians around here or inventors or engineers that I could talk to? Am I allowed to talk to any of them? Like what's the policy here on like technological exchanges? Do you guys have a workshop I can use? I kind of broke my equipment and would like to start work fixing on it if possible, but if you guys don't have anything here, I probably have something at home I could do.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. No. So no. Just I don't I well maybe I don't know. And she looks suitably like looking around for just anybody else to come along. And
Is there a limit to how much food we can grab?
no.
I politely take the tray out of her hand.
Wait,
Why would you ask that in Asgard?
and she looks lost. She's like has lost that primary function where you've like steered the car onto another road and now you're completely like, all right, I don't know where I am now, even though the other road is like right here.
Do I see her? So I see this happening, and he looks down at the meat.
It's like I've taken
like-
my one function and you've taken it away.
He like you literally see the meat get squished as he like uses his insane grip to grab more and more in one hand, and then he hands it back.
Meat witch. This is how they make sausage. They just stuff it in a bag.
He just doesn't have a bag. The bag is his hand.
Excellent. You
That's a horrible
Slightly
sentence
juicy.
you just said.
like all the
Gross.
all the juices running down your forearm, and you've got this clump of meat. Not even a clump now. It's a clump. So it's mashed together, and you're like, huh? It kind of does taste like sausage because there's literally like 3 different kinds of animal in there somewhere.
He's like, tastes like sausage.
So,
It
and
needs
everybody
more seasoning.
spreads out, starts to mingle. There's everything else. A man in sort of greenish garb. Most notably, he has a bit of a helmet with some bit of a curved horn motif. Leans in to the man with the cape. Says something. Thor looks up. Do that. And let's do a quick cut because this takes place now in Midgard, where Alexi, you are doing what, say, at the average, an average evening?
Just a normal day where nothing hobgoblin-y is going on?
Yet, yeah, I guess, or
Okay.
after, probably.
Did we say that this
Alexi's
was-
timeline
well,
is
'cause-
hacked.
Well, again, as I stated, the TVA is a worst nightmare. Well, we said the stuff with Zan on Monday happened after. No,
Before Norway.
before this. Before
Yeah.
Norway.
Before Norway,
Right?
so this is
Okay.
after. So this is an
Okay.
average night now.
Okay, cool.
Just assume you survived.
I sure hope. Anyways, an average night with nothing serious going on for once, Alexi would probably, I don't know, be in bed, attempting to relax, maybe trying to get some work done because they are technically still an investigator, as I suppose.
Cool. Cool.
Desperately trying to figure out how in the world to make a pulposo before Hector finds out.
On the internet. So you're in, or they're in their bedroom?
Yeah. Probably just attempting to relax or get some work done, either one.
Cool. So what kind of work? Computer?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, because that's how most investigative work would
Sure.
work nowadays.
So you're doing your the regular thing, doing a little thing. It's been a while. Like sitting for a little. You have that feeling where you're sitting for a little too long. Kind of reach up. You kind of look away from the screen for a minute. And something catches your eye. Corner of your desk. It's a small snake.
Okay, I don't. How did you? When did a snake get into my room? How did a snake get into this facility?
It's alive.
I am.
It's staring at you. And it cocks its head.
Hello. How did you get into a high-class facility that is definitely well guarded against anything and everything?
It almost smiles.
That's
And
disturbing.
it sort of narrows one eye, sort of like, seriously.
That's not okay.
You should know better by now.
And the snake can talk. Okay,
That
that's fine.
we
What?
can look like anything. And it starts moving towards you.
I have more questions. Hang on. What? I have definitely gotten sleep recently. I cannot be hallucinating right now. So, huh?
Your compatriots. I think there is something you need to see. You're part of this now, so come with me. And it slides towards your hand.
Okay. You know what? At this point, this isn't the weirdest thing that's ever happened. So, all right, sure. Why not? I guess. And Lexi just very bewildered, but at this point begrudgingly accepting whatever fate befalls them. Just kind of like, all right, reaches out their hand, like, all right, can we
It
just get this done? and over
slithers
with?
onto your hand, curls itself into a coil, looks up at you, and sort of does this really shit-eating grin sort of smile. And the vaguest notion of that helmet with the horns appears on its head, and your entire world just goes black.
Oh.
And then gold all at once. Shumph. The snake is no longer in your hand, and the rest of you see Alexi basically just whoop, pop out of nothingness into almost like a flash of glitter and eldritch glow of some kind. The man at the in green, leaning into Thor at the throne, hasn't moved. He then stands up, sort of straightens up, and then walks away and sort of stands off to one side.
Lexi's looking around, still in major confusion.
So now Alexi is now in the middle of essentially what looks like a summoning circle with Nordic runes. Steel Aegis is there, looking barely conscious. Red Jaguar has a big chunk of meat in his hand and is sort of like looking fatigued. Solstice is there looking very apprehensive, despite everyone
Looking like Ryan
lip-
Gosling.
looking like Ryan. Yeah, sorry, Ryan Gosling is there. and 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 Brown Recluse as well, but we're not sure exactly. He's sort of just milling about, sort of taking everything in. A grandiose gilded golden hall, golden throne. Thor, the god of thunder, on this throne. Other interesting looking individuals that don't look like carbon copy soldier warriors, but each of the warriors with a spear and gilded armor and various other forms. Some younger looking femme presenting and mass presenting youths, for want of a better term, possibly in their early 20s, carrying meat trays, milling about, feeding the populace, most of whom seem to be right out of the Nordic SCA, only authentic looking, to the point where they did their hair right, they did the whole thing just looks like a Ren Fair gone completely berserk. It's like everything.
I love that comparison.
Everything in here is Ren Fair at 7 levels above you've ever seen it before, sort of thing. This is like so authentic. It's like, wow. I want to know who made that for you, because that looks amazing. That armor looks like it's, not only period, but actually, combat worthy.
Oh my god, period accurate and functional Ren outfits?
Right?
Where can I get these?
Exactly.
God.
Asgard.
These
Nowhere on Earth, obviously.
nowhere on Earth.
This is the real fantasy of the Marvel RPG.
All right. So, and a woman, let's see if I can find her description. Sorry. Sure, I got the right one. What does she look like? Never actually describes what she looks like.
I swear this is the
All right,
freaking
so
Enchantress.
a woman, I'm going to describe her as having her auburn brownish hair sort of up, tied into a sort of thing, sort of the equivalent of a nurse's bun. In respectable but not overly dressy sort of clothing. She carries a pouch with her, and she immediately moves up to Zan Andrews and sort of looks at him, sort of, and does this weird sort of grandmotherly, hold you by the chin, opens your eye, grabs, like, sticks the thumb onto the lip to kind of like open up the mouth, pull out the tongue.
Oh.
And she's sort of just manipulating your head and just sort of like looking in the eye and like taps your cheek once, sort of thing, and pushes against, all the glands, and then sort of very sort of matronly in your face. No personal space boundary at all.
Can I help? Can I help you? Huh? Okay.
Will only take a minute.
All right.
What is Brown Recluse doing right now?
I was about to say, do I see this happening with Zan?
Yes.
You just kind of like roll his eye a little bit. Boy, I say I have a girlfriend for you. And anyway, can I help you? Now it's this. Anyway, checking on everybody, talking to Ryan Gosling. So what is this about a dark elf? What is that about?
I don't know. I've never seen one.
But aren't you kind of dark?
I'm Ryan Gosling.
You are Ryan Gosling. Oh my god, it's like really cool. Can you like do some Ryan Gosling's isms?
Um. What year is it again in this world? Has the Barbie movie been
Yes.
released?
Barbie movie.
I'm just 10.
The recent one. What is it? The not the bodyguard. The stunt, the one where he's a stuntman.
Oh yeah, haven't seen that.
I think it's
It's amazing.
just called The Stuntman. Is it not?
Sounds about right.
Where are we?
Can you like can you manifest clothes and stuff? So you can kind of be like, it's like one of my favorite movies, Drive. It's pretty cool.
Maybe later. I'm trying not to draw attention to myself.
I mean, but you're Ryan freaking Gosling. I mean, how would you not attract attention?
Yes, but amongst these specimens, I'm but a normal human.
Oh yeah. Oh right, you're right. They're specimens. I probably need to collect some blood.
Or you know what? Nope.
I'm a bouncer.
Right.
It's part of the job.
Right.
Downtown.
I don't know
Please.
what to do. No,
You want some
don't know
food?
what
I
to
can
do.
feed you grapes like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we get out of here.
Oh,
I-
well, yeah, we can do that too.
All right.
Just gotta make sure.
I haven't seen any other cat.
Zan Andrews. You regain
What?
40 health points.
Oh, hot dog. I'm
Hot
almost
dog.
at bloodied.
Jesus.
And she sort of pats you on the cheek, moves over to Red Jaguar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Aye.
And she's, do you have the platter? No, you don't have the platter anymore. You just have the handful of meat.
It's just a massive handful of meat.
She looks at it and she sort of like does the same thing, reaches up, grabs your head, sort of with the eyeball thing and looking and underneath.
I think it starts and then he's just because he's used to getting examined to make sure that the company can hide any injuries he gets when he was a jobber in the wrestling thing. So he just like out of almost sheer habit pauses eating for a second and like holds open the eye for them, does all the movements before she starts asking for them.
And she slaps your hand away. And like then opens up the mouth or tries to. And think, uh-huh. What's that one do? I don't remember.
Yes, I know I need more fiber. I'm working on it.
And she pats your face. You're a good boy. And you regain 40 focus.
Yay! Now I just need someone to hit the shit out of me so I can absorb all of it.
Got it.
All right. And then she sort of looks satisfied with her work and wanders back out and sort of,
Thank you.
you should be more careful. And wanders away.
Excuse me? I don't know about
Why
you,
am
but she
I the
didn't
player
apply any-
offended by that?
Yeah. She didn't give me any medicine. How'd she do that?
Probably tech.
You have just encountered here.
Oh.
The goddess of healing.
Oh, I love knowing all this stuff, but playing a character who has no
Yeah.
idea.
It's great.
Um,
Then I just look around and I was like, is that Alexi?
On the opposite end
What?
of the spectrum, I love being somebody who
Alexei!
knows all about this and whose character knows all about this. Alexi's looking around wide-eyed. Alexi's like flabbergasted beyond measure.
and you look around at the
Anima!
throne, you see Well, a man in green, similar horn to the one that the snake just had, and he's talking with Thor, but somehow he's also looking straight at you. And there's sort of a smile in his eyes, as if he's like he knows exactly what's happening and what he's doing. And Thor stands and he says, "My friends, to get our brethren, to restore our brethren, has taken a task of monumental power and skill. But the toughest challenges lie ahead. And from there, a woman, a trio of women. You're not sure exactly because this one woman looks old, like crone-like, but at the same time looks up at you with almost like the eyes of a child. She stares at you. Another woman joins her. A woman in her prime, a mature woman, and she sort of fluctuates between older matron and younger woman. And the third, a young girl, a child. But seemingly with the eyes of someone who's seen far, far too much. And sort of like that, you know how they say that, oh, this child has an old soul. This old soul looks ancient, and it almost hurts to look at it. Just the sheer magnitude of just how much this person's eyes has seen. And they all look at you, but each of you feel like they're looking at you and you alone.
Hello?
And they each say, "Come with me." In three voices, a young girl, a crone, and a mature woman's voice, all at the same time, echoing in your ears as well as your mind. And then each of you is transported into a place. You see stars and magic wisps of energy pass by your consciousness, and each of you, your vision clears in a unique space.
Oh, that's always disorienting.
Hector,
Uh-oh.
you come to your vision clears,
Mm-hmm.
and in this room you are in, nondescript, average room, no other way out. And you see a chest in the middle of the floor, middle of the room.
Okay, if you're going to try to kill me with a mimic, I know that trick. My younger sister plays D&D every week.
Good call it.
So if you're doing that, just try to kill me now. I have somehow he breaks the fourth wall. I have 6 hit points and I will have more, so you better strike now. It only gets worse for you the longer this goes.
Fair.
All right, but okay, he looks at the chest. He did say the thing about like, if this is a mimic, just tell me now. My sister plays D&D.
Yep.
And he thinks about it. And the temptation begins to echo in his brain of, do it. Do it.
What's
the
the
worst
worst
that
that
could
could happen?
What's the worst that can happen? You don't die. And so he opens the chest.
The chest doesn't open, but it shifts slightly.
Wait, as in shifts, as in it moves away from me?
Yeah, no, the entire chest sort of, you kind of try to open the chest, but the chest itself doesn't open. but the entire box kind of lifts a little.
Could I try to pick up the box?
You can.
Just
Give
gonna
me
jiggle it lightly if I can.
a strength test.
Oh, great. This is now a plus 10. Thank you, Mighty Four.
The mighty four.
Hi, that's a marvelous 22.
Oh,
Nice.
well. So then
Yes.
you haul up on this chest and you're like, wow, this is impressively heavy. This is demonstrably there's no way this thing can weigh this much.
This is too small of a box to be holding something
The
this heavy.
logic in your brain, and I'm going to have you then roll a logic roll, non-combat logic,
Oh,
add
no.
edge.
With edge, okay.
With edge.
Okay.
That's
Please
enough.
let this.
Yep.
This is enough?
That's a 10.
Okay. Do you want me to
you
still
can
roll with
it-
edge just to see
roll
if I get
higher.
better?
Please do.
Still 10.
Excellent.
Checks out.
Yeah, there's no way this thing should weigh this much. This is a chest of a certain size, and you're struggling with it. And you're like,
Okay,
come on.
With
And
almost piernas. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Just putting his ear to it to see if he hears anything.
there's something in it? Maybe? Give me another strength roll.
Another strength roll.
It's almost like it's actively getting heavier the more you lift.
Oh no.
Try.
Oh no.
Okay, that's still in. Yep. You summon the strength of your powers. You keep this thing aloft, and it's getting heavier.
I think just to be on the safe side, like this is the main thing in his mind. He whispers to the chest, listen, if you're gonna suddenly grow teeth and a mouth to try to kill me, just do it now. I've gone from 6 to 13 hit points. I love the humor that healing factor lets me have.
It doesn't seem to react other than getting ridiculously heavy.
Okay. I'm getting kind of annoyed now.
It's
do I want to do?
fatiguing.
You know what? I think he's going to try to power bomb the box open. Like he's going to try to lift it up and just let its weight, gravity, and his own momentum slam it into the ground so it opens.
To the point where you push it up, and you're starting to sweat. This is
shit.
hard.
Mir.
It's like one of those weird pneumatic things where the more you push, the harder it gets. Your feet crack the floor. Just the sheer amount of push that you're like just bringing your entire core into this. You're pushing from your heels right into this power clean. Take 6 points of focus because you're running out of energy. This is tremendous. Give me another strength check.
Second, it took 6 focus.
6 focus.
Okay. Is this still a non-combat strength check?
Yep.
23.
Cool. And no matter how much you push, this thing just gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And you now want to slam it to the ground?
I think there would be like an inkling in Hector's head. Because the last fight, he got kind of manhandled because it's the first time he's ever gotten demoralized.
True.
It's also around the first time he ever got just someone was able to out brute force him even temporarily.
Mhm.
And I think it's been bugging him in the head a little bit. So now it's just like, now he wants to see how long can I hold this thing up?
Cool. Give me another strength check.
Strength check. 22.
10, 20. Okay, so it's the fourth one.
Yeah.
You're struggling now. This is not, you're losing ground. It's pressing down harder. It feels, and you are pushing almost beyond your limit. This is, nothing in this box could possibly be this heavy.
What is this? The entire fucking ocean?
Do you ask that?
Huh?
Is that what you say?
Yeah, he is saying this out loud. For context, it is in Spanish because at this point I think he would have just been like, I cannot focus enough to translate this thing in English right now.
Fair,
If Asgards don't know Spanish, that is their problem.
fair. And it continues to be heavy. It just cannot. And the as soon as you say it, as soon as you speak the words in Spanish, is this the entire ocean? That slight presence of something in the box starts feeling like it's liquid. But hey, yeah, that's why it's heavy. It's full of water.
So
But it's so tremendously heavy.
is this box made out of wood?
Yes.
Okay.
Nondescript chest.
Nondescript chest of wood. Okay, so we mentioned a while back that Hector's dad, and part of the reason why he was mostly raised by his mom, is his dad is a sailor. It's a fisherman who works on the ocean for long periods of time.
Yep.
Could I argue that Hector would know what wood smells like if it's been soaked in seawater?
Yep.
Could I smell the chest to see if Hector accidentally stumbled upon the truth?
Yep.
Okay, what do
Give
I
me
need
a
to
logic
roll?
roll
A logic roll. Of course, it's the thing I'm bad at.
with edge.
Yay! I love Edge. Edge is good. Edge is my friend.
Edge is your friend.
Oh,
Yeah, there.
marvelous success.
my gosh.
Cool.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
edge the 2 to see if I get higher, and it's a marvelous 16.
Exactly what I wanted you to get. Perfect. In fact, you do suddenly realize that you have been figuratively lifting the ocean. And you realize that your strength has limits. Your when you only rely on the one power, the one trick, the one ability, you will run into a wall at some point. And you've come to sort of understand this because of your previous encounter with these dwarves, where you've never been knocked down before.
He's been hit, he's been battered, he has never been overpowered before, even when he was fighting the golems and everything.
Yep. So this was a sort of a humbling experience for him, and you brought this into this, and you realized that, hey, this is sort of teaching me that same lesson. That I can't just rely on my brute strength, as tremendous as it is, because there's always going to be something you can't lift.
I think as this comes into his head and he realizes it, in his head, he remembers 2 different conversations he's had. One with his dad when he took him on the deep sea boat once, and I imagine Hector nearly died because he tried to hold on to something he should not have on a moving boat. And one with his mom when he was learning to be a luchador because his mom had just announced her retirement. And the subject of both conversations was, there's always going to be a point where your tricks aren't enough.
And that's the time where you need to accept it, let go, and start thinking. And so he says, still in Spanish, there's always a bigger fish. And he lets the box fall.
And it falls clunk, clunk, clunk to the ground. As if it weighed nothing. There was nothing in it at all. It sounds empty and hollow when it falls. It falls over, it falls on its side, and on the bottom, the symbol you see on the screen. Just a line, a blazoned line, but it's not blazoned in fire or burn. It's sort of etched in almost like it's ice. And you hear the word, oh, what the hell? I think it just died on me. Isaz.
Isaz? Did I say that right?
Yep. Isaz. I-S-A-Z.
I-S-A-N.
Anybody who knows runes might know what I'm talking about. What just happened to my thing? And my roll 20 is decided to not work for me momentarily.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah.
Roll 20, why?
Now it's trying to
'Cause it hates
load
us.
8,000 things that I'm not asking it to load.
Roll 20 hates us, guys.
Yep.
I think
Very much.
roll 20 is going to be the machine that rises up to lead the rebellion.
Probably.
Because I've never met anyone that roll 20 likes.
You
Sponsor
know,
us.
I see, that's why it used to be darker. Darker. 100% dark. Why is it there? Cool. That shouldn't even be there. Sorry. There we go. Wrong layer. Back to the token layer. Everything should be fine. Cool. And then you see the frozen rune burned into the bottom of the chest, and your eyes sort of fixate on it, and it becomes sort of brighter, whiter, and the rune, disappears. Ground Recluse, you are in a room not dissimilar, sort of a white sort of, there's walls, there's everything else. And you see a shard fall out of somewhere, the sky, but not the sky. It's just off the ceiling. And a chunk of glass. And then another one, and another one. They start falling very rapidly. Please give me an agility check. Non-combat.
$18.
18. Very nice. Easily dodged.
Right.
But then, as you move, you almost feel something else nearby. And give me a vigilance roll. So don't forget to add edge because you have. Also, you should be adding edge to your agility as well.
Yeah, I was about to say. So non-combat
Vigilance. Yep.
edge for
Nice.
15.
You brush across or just manage to avoid as you're sort of dodging one of these shards that comes down. And something sort of catches your hand as you're sort of moving your arm away and off into one direction. And it sort of just scrapes and it pulls on the fabric of your glove. As if it's not, there's nothing there. But obviously there was something there and it snagged you.
Can I guess, in that direction, like web code it to see if it takes on a figure or shape? Like,
Nothing there.
okay. Wow, this is weird. Wait, am I in Synapse's mind? No, Ryan Gosling's. That's where everything's breaking down.
What would Ryan Gosling do?
Yes, what did Ryan Gosling do?
And these shards keep coming faster and faster. Give me another agility.
Is there not a way to get out of this? Help. Agility. 20.
Nice.
And we add an edge.
Easily.
Doesn't really matter. Okay, whatever.
That's good. But they're still easily avoided. Vigilance, please. Some of these shards are now bone.
And edge, I got
Oh,
6.
nice. Good. Good. And these shards they're bone shards now. They're not glass. They're broken bits of bony material. And you kind of suddenly come starting back, and your hand brushes against one of those unseen things again. And momentarily it sticks to it.
Okay.
Not so much a snag, like it's a blade or an edge of some kind, but it's almost like it's a sticky strand.
I don't like that. Is there not a way like an exit out of this, or
No, you come to the realization that, I mean, you know what this is webbing. This unseen stuff.
it's invisible webbing?
Yeah.
I must have this.
What do you do?
Can I gather some of the invisible webbing?
So you reach out basically into the areas that are not shards, essentially, and you can find some of the webbing. And because of the nature of spiderweb, some of it's not sticky. So you find some of the parts that aren't sticky, you start gathering them closer to you. And the shards that are around you start moving in a little.
All right, that's enough. I'm gonna stop that. This is totally something Gideon would fucking do.
Whoa.
It never ends.
Hashtag blame Gideon.
Gideon, you damn rich dick. Are you in here?
All right.
He's just sitting at the top of the roof, just pouring buckets of bones on you.
Such a thing he would do. He's an ass.
Oh my god.
I feel like it's not, because that would require creativity.
Man, I thought the beef had been quelled. What happened?
When did we ever say the beef was quelled? We said it was tolerable.
Oh, well.
We said they were getting better.
Oh, well, all right.
Okay. Do I get any sort of feeling like of danger from the little pulling
Yes
it
and
with
no.
webs.
That's the weirdest part. You don't feel like you're in immediate danger, and your preternatural reactions easily move you out of the way of anything that comes down. But it's more like, and because of that M, you get the insight that you're in a prison of your own making.
Oh, this is homophobic.
Jesus.
What did you just say?
This is homophobic.
Well, he just called himself homophobic.
I don't like this. Oh God.
Me when I'm mad at literally anything.
Okay.
That's homophobic.
If it's a prison of my own making, he starts trying to imagine Ryan Gosling in a Speedo serving donuts and as mind Gideon, like Gideon there was like insert Family Guy episode of them talking about Britney Spears eating too much. There's like, you really shouldn't eat that. Shut up. But every time he says something, he throws like a spider web every time.
Cool.
And the lady he met, the Asgardian lady, who Gideon was like, do not give her diabetes or I will hurt you. I was like, what? She's cool.
That was Zan, actually.
That's what he's thinking.
Fair.
Does it manifest?
Yes and no.
Oh no.
Sort of ephemeral, like fleeting dreams sort of thing. Like you see Ryan Gosling sort of appear, and then he's made of bone, and then he's made of webs, and then he sort of dissolves. And then Gideon looking stern and disapproving, and then Gideon's made of stone or bone, and then webs,
Wait,
and dissolves.
this is so cool and scary at the same time. This is like when I went hiking in the Cascades. It was bad. So, oh man.
And then you picture other things that sort of manifest that you also didn't like, really. Like certain things about camping in the Cascades, certain things about your parents. You think about things like, oh, that made me feel terrible. And then that manifests in front of you, that the bully in high school. And then he becomes bone. Then he becomes webbing. Like almost like a webbing featured thing. And then dissolves.
I don't like this. I wonder what is under that mask of red jaguars, but not the actual Lucha mask. His real self.
You've met him.
So you
No.
concentrate, you picture Hector. He's got a lucha mask on.
Mm.
Have we ever seen Hector's face?
Actually, Raylon is the only person who has seen Hector without his mask on. When they went into the bar to find information,
Right.
Hector took it off for cover.
That's right. That's right.
He's the only one in the group who knows what Hector's face looks like.
Oh,
So you-
shit.
You imagine it, and the Hector lifts up the mask. It's made of bone.
I was gonna say, Hector, you're actually really, really handsome. I don't know why you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend, or but we need to get out of here. But what is something quippy he would say? He's not a quippy guy, or is he? No, hold on. He'll see the Hector webbing bone person vanishing. He's like, we really should get out of here. Unlock your mind and go home.
And when you say that, or when you envision and you project into the bone slash webbing Hector saying, "Unlock your mind," and it echoes in your brain, "Unlock your mind, unlock your mind." And then you hear a whisper, a woman's voice, but not a woman's voice, an elderly woman, a child, a young girl's voice, all at the same time. Let go of your hatred.
Who do I hate?
So
I feel like this is Gideon coded. Fine. I don't hate Gideon. I tolerate him. Like a stubbed toe. But yeah, I don't hate him. I'll let go of this hate.
Let go of all your hatred.
No, not all of it. Sometimes you had to use it to kill the bad guys. Well, put them in prison, not kill.
And you think about, like the resentment that you've built over time, little things here and there, bully in high school,
My parents.
a bad tattoo client. Everything sort of just adds up and became a manifest that trapped you, essentially, in a given mindset that you've surrounded yourself with your spider powers in order to cope. And as each one of them fades into the spider webbing, into nothingness, dissolves the way the spider webbing does. And each one says, "Let go," and it dissolves. Let go, it dissolves.
I guess I'll start letting go of stuff.
And even the bones themselves that are surrounding you, the shards, turn into webbing. And then they themselves dissolve, and you're left in naught but an empty white room with a symbol. Ooh, why does it always do that? Weird. Emblazoned on the floor. Again, same description as the other one. Sort of, it burns in almost like a white frost. And you hear the word Yarka. And as you stare at it, the whiteness and the chill of it sort of infuses your eyes, gets brighter and brighter, and the entire room goes blank. Yellow. Steel Aegis. You're in a room. Very similar. White, nondescript. Except for holes on the floor. And as you watch, each one sort of suddenly pops up a little flame, kind of like a pilot light. And then they start spreading across the room. And there is nowhere in this room you can stand that isn't on top of these little grates with the little holes. I think you're muted.
I am muted. Thank you. So, yeah, he'll see these little pilot lights pop out of the holes. And is it like just a pit, or is there like a grate over these holes?
There's basically little holes in the floor.
Okay. Okay, little holes. I was imagining like meter wide holes for some
Nope.
reason. Okay.
Lots of little tiny holes.
So are they like clicking on in any sort of a pattern? Are they going in waves? Is
Basically,
the
it just
floor
seems
made
like
of lava?
it's just sort of now the floor is essentially made of lava. And it's sort of licking at the bottom of your boots because they're little tiny flames.
Okay,
Not
he's
the
gonna
most
start
comfortable thing, I
moving.
think.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the walls are completely smooth.
Yes.
So yeah, he is going to start basically jogging around the room.
You're going to
Uh,
give me a resilience check, please.
oh boy. As last session will tell us, I do real great on those checks.
Yes. But you have sturdy, though.
Oh, hey. 14.
So
I have
as we
sturdy, you
discussed,
say.
a slight rules change. Because I, for one, feel like resilience and vigilance are the short end of the stick with regards to getting extra bonuses. So we've decided that sturdy gives bonus to resilience. And or non-combat resilience. So it'll add another plus based upon the number of sturdy you have, and same thing for vigilance and uncanny. So 14 would technically be a 17.
Okay.
You're sturdy 3 now, right?
Well, if this is a rank 2 of 4, then yeah, I would have taken a sturdy 3.
Yeah. So it's uncomfortable, but you're holding out. But there doesn't seem to be any direction or path.
So I actually have a couple of skills here that I might actually be able to utilize for the first time in ever. Let's see. So first question is he in his armor?
Yes.
Because okay, that's an interesting factoid. He will keep that under consideration.
That's why you're able
'Cause-
to have resilience.
Yeah. Yeah, last he knew the mask wasn't working, so there's some shenanery afoot.
What?
So, Gearhead is a trait that gives me edge on logic checks to figure out how a machine works.
Yep.
So, in theory, if this giant-sized stove is a machine, could he perhaps use Gearhead to figure out a method of, if not shutting it off, then like some way easier than getting rid of the oxygen in the room to like deal with the fire? I had a plan and it left me immediately. Can he break this machine is what I'm getting at.
Give me a logic roll.
All right, logic roll, and this will have edge because of Gearhead. 21.
That's impressive.
Let's see what edge do for. Okay, nope. 21.
There is no mechanism. You don't hear like a click, 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 or any moving parts or any sort of anything. You don't hear the release of gas. You don't hear like the hiss or the spray that would come from like a nozzle or a hose.
Okay, so
It's really
he
hot.
knows magic. Yeah.
Give me another resilience.
Oh boy, another resilience roll. And what? That would be a 20, I suppose, with the sturdy
Yep.
3.
Perfect. Cool. Still tolerable though.
Okay. So he is going to
Your armor protects you.
So he is going to actually slow his jogging down to a stop because he knows magic doesn't necessarily have to follow the laws of physics.
Uh-huh.
but also there's a chance that magic is just hyper science.
Sure.
So he is going to his armor appears to be on, so he is going to try and shove his head through the floor and see if there's a mechanism underneath the floor he can use.
Cool. You bend down, you're like, all right, enough of this.
Yeah.
You activate the power, as you've done dozens of times already, and you headbutt the floor.
Yeah, he's gonna stand back up and like, okay, that checks out.
It's really getting warm in here, though. It's kind of getting a little stuffy.
So
Resilience
he'll-
check, please.
yeah, resilience. That would be a 14. That's significantly lower.
Yes. Take 4 points of health damage.
Oh boy, a tenth of my current HP. Let's go.
4 points of focus damage.
Yeah, that's slightly higher, so that'll be fine.
We can do this all day.
Yeah, I can. So yeah, he's probably going to visibly catch fire a little bit because now he's just kind of standing still looking around like,
Yep.
okay, the armor's on, I'm tough, but I can't phase. No like means for the fire to catch, so this could be an illusion. The heat feels real, so Beholder said something about altering people's perception. So, okay. Smart ideas don't work. Time for a dumb idea. And he is going to take a couple steps back. He is going to close his eyes, turn in a direction, and start running, convinced that there is going to be nothing in front of him. And he's going to see if he bounces off a wall.
Cool. He, in fact, bounces off the wall.
He finds himself once again on the floor looking up.
It's really hot, though, this floor.
Yeah, as has happened so many times today. And he's like, okay, probably not altered perception. I'm actually in danger.
Resilience.
Yep. Eventually, I'm going to hit a... Oh, hey, same as last time.
Cool.
14.
5 points of
5
health
points.
damage. 5 points of focus damage. Air's getting thin.
All right, air is thin. Okay, so it's actual fire. It's actually burning oxygen. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do?
It's also kind of heady. It's kind of swimmy. Head's a little sort of woo.
Okay, I have...
Give me a logic check.
Can do. Is this going to get a buff from Gearhead or any of his other tech-reliant stuff?
I'll give you 1.
All right, 1. You know what? I'm going to edge that 2. Oh, into a 6. 19.
Not bad. Logically, the air should have been burned away by now.
Okay.
So your suspicion that there is chicanery afoot is definitely happening.
Oh, he has another stupid idea.
Do it, do it, do it.
Okay.
Do it.
He's going to do it. If this stupid idea fails, he's going to blame the ghost of Red Jaguar, who he will be haunting for the rest of his days.
Just in Aegis' head, you hear Red Jaguar's voice saying, "Do it."
We're all such enablers.
So, yeah, he'll look around. He is aware some shenanigery is afoot. He's aware that he only really seems to have access to one of his basic powers. So he is going to do a very silly thing and take his mask off and see if the altered perception is still about.
You're like, okay. And you reach up, pull off the mask, and all of the flames at once disappear.
Mask back on.
And fire comes back on. And you notice the heat in your feet.
So yeah, he'll
Mask
take
off.
it off and yeah.
So you
He'll look
just
around the
then,
room. Yeah.
a nondescript room. Nothing else there. And
Huh.
you come to a vague notion that your power is a crutch. And though it has served you well, seems to also put you into a certain level of danger and threat that you yourself can handle, but can't at the same time. And it becomes a reliance on the technology to save you when it seems to also harm you.
So yeah, he'll be pondering that. He'll put the mask back in his little jacket pocket and it's like, okay, yeah, that's a good point. That is. Oh, hello. Huh, got a
And
little
room
bootleg hangman going on.
burns itself with cold frost into the floor. Like the little flames, like they pop up, like the little holes. As if they were, the floor was covered, but the floor itself is smooth, pristine. There's no holes in it at all. But suddenly, but it's cold and it's sort of ice and frosty and it sort of drifts away like frozen carbon dioxide. And it forms a rune on the floor. And you hear the word R. Not like pirate R, just R. But yeah, I'm sure you're going to hit me with pirate things in the shit post.
What? Obviously.
What? Everybody's like looking so innocent now. Yeah, okay. All right. And then the same. The glow brightens. Your sort of, it draws into the entirety of your vision. And the room goes blank. And we have to skip the next one. It's fine.
Dang it, Gideon.
Why? I want to know more.
Because it's Gideon.
Yeah, we get to kick off next session with Gideon's.
Solstice. You're in a nondescript room. And in this room, you see a mirror.
Is Ryan Gosling staring back at
No,
me?
it's you.
Okay.
You in your true form. And nothing else in the room. It's sort of a gilded mirror. It's got sort of like the filigree and such all around it.
I
you
walk
see
towards
yourself.
it to see if my image is reflecting what I'm doing.
Yes. But it almost seems like it's waiting for you.
I put a hand out hesitantly. Go to touch the mirror.
Give me an ego roll, please.
C'est une 20 à 20.
20. Give me just 1 sec. Right. You reach out, and it reaches almost through the mirror to touch your fingertips.
Intertwine them if I can. Grasp.
Absolutely. And you feel almost like a little jolt of a connection, like a circuit connecting, where you touch the fingers, you feel the fingers, they feel solid, but not at the same time. Like it's made almost of energy or some kind of magic something. And you feel pull, a drain. You take 2 points of focus damage. And you see in the reflection that the Killian that's in the reflection ages a little finer lines around his eyes, a little bit of gray at his temples.
Ooh. I guess I try and let go.
You can let go. Yep.
Sorry.
And then you
Who are
see
you?
the image reaches out for you. It touches the glass.
I use my other hand. We touch tips.
What did he say?
You heard him.
Rude.
Fingertips.
This is a children's show.
Fingertips. Relax.
This is a children's show. Shame on all of you.
This is so the farthest thing from a children's
Ladies and
show.
gentlemen
We've
of the
strayed
chat,
so
while you're
far.
watching this, if you have children watching this, first and foremost,
Why?
have you been
Shame.
paying attention?
Shame.
Secondly, please avert their eyes, cover their ears, and unfortunately, I am saying we are not legally obligated to pay for their needed therapy.
Truth. Truth. Oh, and I didn't change the thing. Ugh. I knew I forgot to do something. All right. What I need is taking so long. Oh, yeah. I have to switch a raid because we were finishing our thing. So
No worries. I stare at myself longingly.
lost my thing here. All right, folks, 1 second. I'm subject to the whims of the speed of the internet.
I think there even is like a long pause of just held eye contact with yourself. That is like it's more indicative of what's going on in your head than what you're actually looking at. And you're kind of just like coming to
You're just-
terms with who you are, you know?
You're just looking at yourself in the mirror until you completely disassociate.
Yeah.
Just normal everyday things.
That one moment after a customer service call where you're just staring ahead after it, completely disassociating with everything around you as you process it for a second.
Guys, we're getting a little too philosophical. This isn't helping my quarter life crisis. Hang on. I'm allowed to have that now. I've reached that point. I've turned 25. I'm allowed to have it now. And this isn't helping. So
Congrats.
It reaches out and it reaches through and tries to entwine its fingers with it.
Yeah. I allow it.
But you notice the hand itself more wizened, haggard. The fingertips, the fingernails are pointed. And it grabs a hold of your hand.
What happened to us? What is this?
Give me an ego check, please.
It's gracious. Oh, that's a logic.
Oh, dang.
5, 5, 6, 24.
Jeez. And it.
Oh, I rolled 616 on the logic check. Oh, on the accident.
I
logic.
noticed that. I will give this
God
to you.
damn it.
You know what? That's. I'm not gonna let that go to waste. That's a nice roll. That's a supreme roll. And you're looking at this, and despite the fact of your innate magical curiosity, your desire for magical knowledge,
Mhm.
and you're realizing that it's an image, it's a reflection, it's a distortion. That's all mirrors are. They're just a distortion of what is. And I mean, that's an amazing roll. You take a moment and realize that the mirror is distorting you. Not just your image, but your action.
Distorted my actions. And is there a focus drain again? As we
Yes.
or
Another 5 focus.
I hold on tight and I attempt to teleport. To a killer place there could see or have been to. So in my head, I'm just in a room somewhere nearby. I'm trying to get back to my friends, but holding on to this distortion of me.
Okay. You mean ego roll. And you are trying to teleport.
Yes.
Okay. What is the focus cost?
It is nothing. Teleport 1 costs nothing. It's only 10 times my rank in spaces in battle.
Oh. That's
Standard movement action. It's pretty good.
okay.
But that's a
Pretty
17.
good. You take another 5 points of focus damage, but because you actually activated a power, you notice something. I'm still gonna. I love this 616. You notice that the effort, the power that you used in order to try to teleport, you summoned this magic. It goes straight through your arm and into it. And it now starts looking handsomer. Like the aging is gone. But then you notice your hand connecting. And your hand becomes aged.
I think I look him in the eyes. I look myself in the eyes. I don't have a power to activate for this necessarily, but I put in the intention of taking everything from him. Now that I see that we have this sort of exchange, I'm opening like the floodgates the other way.
You're trying to pull the power, pull the focus away from him.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a logic check.
That one's not as good.
Not
15.
bad. Okay. And give me an ego attack. Or roll, I guess.
Ego. Oh, I keep clicking logic. So sorry. 24.
Cool. Has the opposite effect. What you're intending. You try to pull, and you feel like you're pulling.
Mhm.
But the more you pull, the more your opposite, your mirrored reflection, becomes youthful and handsome. And the more you watch your hand age with the passage of time, you take 12 focus damage.
There's a moment of like defeat. And I already struggle with feeling kind of heroic and good enough in comparison to my party members. And I think like that looking at a better version of myself, I think I give instead. Not even as thinking of like, oh, maybe it'll reflect back to me. It's kind of just like, fine, if you're gonna take stuff from me, just take everything. And maybe this distortion is distorting things in a way that better than I can. So I just like I give in to the focus.
You essentially reverse the pull. You basically say instead of trying to take it, you just force your will, force your ego, essentially, into feeding it into the mirror. And with so many M's so far, you've gone like 2, 3. Yeah. So I'm gonna take that last roll as well. You basically turn the flow of the font around, and you dump everything you have into the mirror, and a couple things happen with it all at the same time, and you notice all of these things because you've had so many amazing rolls. The mirror itself starts to glow around it, within it, and it's sort of it's almost like you're in the mirror, you're in between the panes of glass of the mirror sort of thing, so you're feeling the presence of the mirror itself all around you, as well as the reflection. You're outside of it, but you're in it at the same time, and it all starts glowing purple. Very familiar purplish glow. And you see cracks start forming as you dump your focus into it, and you're feeling your life is draining, but at the same time there's a weird conduit where you're not losing any focus. And the more you do this, the stronger you push. The mirror itself, your reflection starts becoming apprehensive. It's like, no, this is not what I wanted at all. But it is at the same time. So it's apprehensive but accepting, and every time you kind of focus on little things like that, the mirror cracks more and splinters and cracks more, and you dump this incredible amount of, like, you don't have this much focus. You're pretty sure you'd have burned out by now, and you're just dumping and you're focusing on this, and it feels like eternity, but then also just milliseconds. And suddenly you kind of, your consciousness, weirdly, you're like, look down, it's like, hey, that looks just like one of the shards we have at the headquarters. And the whole thing explodes. And these shards go flying into blackness all around you, all sort of directing forward into an ethereal nothingness. And then suddenly, seemingly, it's almost like they were minute little shards of glass, which they are, but they're purplish, and they shred this blanket, this tapestry of something, and it just tears through these little bits of the sky, of the firmament, the cosmos, the night sky of space, and these shards tear through it as if it's just a fabric of a curtain. And you follow with it because you're pushed so hard, you're drawn along with the shattered glass mirror, and you fall forward, and you almost like you're teleporting. You're moving so fast, and you see Earth fly up. Basically, you fly towards Earth at a breakneck speed, and the entire thing goes blank. Your vision clears. There's no mirror, just broken glass everywhere, which sort of just then gently dissolves into the floor. And except for one piece, or I guess a number of pieces, that then just fall into, or are shaped in this particular pattern. They then almost glass over with ice as it forms a rune. You hear the word Uruz. The room then goes white as the fixation, the brightness of the ice glows in your perception in your eyes. The room goes white. I left nothingness. Alexi. You're in a white room. What a surprise. Almost like it's a theme. You're in a room. You can see the walls. There's no other way out. The walls are stone, but not stone. And you hear suddenly the grinding of stone. And you can sort of see by the crease at the bottom of the corners at the bottom of the room, two of the walls are moving towards each other.
Cool. Great. Well, since there's no visible way out, I think Alexi's next step would be to use all other senses to see if there's something that can't be seen.
Okay. Vigilance check, please.
Okie dokie. Combat. Then I'm going to use my 3 edges. So hold on just a moment.
You draw upon your capacity as a shapeshifter, your investigation skills that you've learned, your connection to the animalistic nature of your shifting ability.
I got a 19.
19's cool. There's a hole in one of the walls. It's kind of small. Super small.
Okay, why am I blanking on literally every animal that ever has existed ever? Uh,
It's
Probably-
reasonably small. There's no way a human would fit.
um, okay, Alexei probably would shift into something small like a mouse or something and immediately head for the hole because it's at the moment the only way out that Alexei can see.
Small even for a mouse.
Oh, okay, an ant? I don't, it's scrambling for smaller things. I don't know, an ant? What's smaller?
I'd be very disappointed in you when you. I even gave you the hint earlier.
I'm blanking. I'm forgetting literally every animal that exists all at once. So I don't know, like some kind of small bug then, an ant or something. A beetle. I don't know.
You almost sense disappointment.
Well, that's not uncommon for Alexei.
True.
This is a feeling that is quite normal.
And it seems like the hole itself gets smaller. If you turn into an ant, it's almost like the ant is too big for the hole. How is that possible? That doesn't make any sense. Give me a logic check.
Okay. Oh, that's one of my low ones. All right.
What? Am I taking advantage of your weaknesses?
Hang on. Okay, I don't have any edge on this. I got a 16.
16 is good. Yeah, it's doesn't make any sense. You should not be getting smaller. So logically, it's trying to get you to take a particular form.
Man. Yeah, Alexi's just sitting there thinking, okay, all right. And just starts turning into forms, like any form that they can think of off the top of their head. It keeps trying to get through the hole.
Give me some examples.
Oh man, why you gotta do this to me?
I literally gave you.
It's not that early, dude. You can think of some aminals.
Listen, I don't know. Alexi would, I think, at first continue to think small things, like other smaller bugs. I don't something else. And then I think probably is like, okay, well, bigger things aren't gonna work, and then would pause and be like, "This is a wild ball game, guess, but okay," and then turns into a snake.
There you
That's
go.
kind of the last like form. Is like,
Like,
okay, let's try this. Yeah.
The hole itself looks perfectly fitted. And you almost get this sense overall of relief. It's like, finally.
Again, not uncommon.
Took you long enough. And it's almost like that voice itself is being stifled. Took you long enough. Norns.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. So there's through the hole.
And you go through the hole, you come out into another room. This room has, it seems to be enclosed as well. There's a pool of water in the middle of the room. And little tiny holes all around it that suddenly go click, click, click. And you see these little blue flames all around the water edge.
Okay. Well, Alexi would slither into this room and then change back to human form and just kind of go, really? All right. This is like the world's worst, not even the dimension's worst escape room, but all right. And then just kind of looks around the room to assess, sees the flames. And first instinct would be to try to turn into a bird to fly over the flames to get to the water.
Yeah, well, they're not huge flames. They're just sort of burning.
It could just jump over them. Okay,
yeah.
well, yeah, like so probably there's nothing else, so obviously the water's the thing. So Alexi would I at that point then I guess stay in human form and then just try to jump over and jump into the water.
It's an impressively deep hole full of water.
Does it look like there's a bottom to it?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
I mean, yes, technically. Give me a resilience check, please.
Okie doke. Oh, this one's one of my higher ones. Good.
The air is getting thin.
Do I have no. That's another 16.
Cool. Cool. What was the highest number on the dice? 3 dice.
A 6 on the marble die.
Ooh, cool. Take 6 health damage. And 6 focus damage.
All right.
The air is thin. Ning.
Well, I mean, yeah, humans can't breathe underwater. I was trying to think of a different form of aquatic on the top of my head that wasn't just nondescript fish. Because Lexi has untapped potential into powers now. Alexi's gonna turn into an eel.
Ooh. Turned into an eel. You're now swimming in the water.
Mhm.
And you're suddenly realizing there's a bad taste. It's not. There's something in the water. It's not great. It's burning. Not in a sense the same way that it kind of burns essentially your lungs, the same way that poison gas in the air would burn your lungs. Your resilience check, please.
Okay. 14.
14. What's the highest number?
5.
Cool. 5 points of focus and health damage, please.
Okay. Well, now I don't want to do what I originally was gonna do, which was to swim deeper. Because that seems like a bad idea now. And that wasn't happening while not in animal form. So I think Alexi would probably change back to human form and then swim towards the surface again.
Okay.
To have oxygen.
You come up, but the oxygen is thin.
All right. Well, man. Well, now I don't know what to do next.
The flames. It's kind of like in one of those weird pools that's sort of like bricked around, but the brick around is the floor. So basically, it's just a hole in the floor where there's water. And then around that bricked hole in the water, in the floor where there is water, are these little holes that are spouting out flame and stealing all the oxygen out of it.
Okay.
Give me a logic check.
Please. 12.
When you swim towards the edge, you splash a little, and the water that you spray sort of momentarily snuffs one of the little flames. And then it spit, sparks again, and it comes up.
Okay.
It's a fairly large hole as far as pools go. 20 feet round, or 20 feet to a radius, I guess. Diameter, whatever it is. 20 feet across. So it's a fair bit of water.
Trying to think the best way. I'm absolutely fully blanking right now. Is that big? I don't know. Hang on, let me look something up.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Ooh, this might be more helpful. That's a smarter idea. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'll my first thought was to turn into a water animal, but obviously something in the water is bad. And my second idea might also not be the smartest, but it might work.
This group? Wait,
Look, so far the dumb ideas have been the right ones so far.
So instead of turning into a water animal, Alexi's gonna turn into an elephant and do what the elephants do and use the water to like spray all the flames. That made sense, right?
yes.
Surprisingly, yeah, that made perfect sense to me.
It works, but not in the way you think.
Uh-oh.
In the sense of you turn into an elephant, which is, easily 15,000 pounds more than you are. And the displacement of the water pushes the volume of water up, washes over all of the flames, puts them all out. All at once. And you hear a click. And a little slot at the top corner of the room opens up. Little hole. Not like tiny snake sized, but it's the top corner of the room.
Okay. Gonna turn into Alexia probably turn into a sparrow and fly towards the slot, at least just to like get a look at it and make sure it's not a death trap first before flying in.
Okay, so you fly up to the edge. Looks like another room on the other side.
All right. Fly through to the other room.
And you fly in. Nothing another nondescript room. Except for wrong thing.
Let's just remember that I also can't see the map.
Oh, well,
So,
and let me. Someone could be please so kind as to take a little screenshot. You see on the floor essentially a rune that looks like an H, two sidebars, and one diagonal bar
Right.
between. And you hear the word Agelas. Similar as before, the rune itself is etched into the floor with a burning ice of sorts that sort of freezes it in. It's releasing wisps of cold like dry ice, and it glows, and that glow suffuses your senses and becomes so bright that it's blinding, and you're no longer in that room. And each of you, then, your consciousness restored, and you're back in the feast hall. You're back in the throne room of Asgard. Everyone is exactly where you were standing. The only difference is that the little old woman, the mother figure, the mature woman figure, and the young girl all stare at you, each of you, as though you were the only one they're staring at. Nod, turn, and all walk away 3 different directions, losing themselves in the crowd.
So I'm gonna guess it's safe to say we all just had something we saw, like a vision quest.
Alexi's gonna make their way over to the group and just go, did that happen to you guys too?
You're muted.
Are you future Alexi or past Alexi?
Nice.
Wait,
How do I answer that?
there's a past and future.
Well, I
There's
mean,
a bit of a
yeah,
time
quantumly
difference
speaking.
between the Saturday game and the Monday game.
Well, because we said this was before what's happening on Monday, right?
This is after.
This is after.
After, I couldn't remember if we had decided, okay, I don't,
So this is technically future Alexi.
I guess.
So you've already encountered the wyverns.
Yeah. Sure. That.
Just so John knows, so that he knows whether or
Yeah.
not you can actually reference wyverns.
We need to stop crossing the streams, apparently. It's getting, the timeline
Never.
is so funky. The TVA will be here next week.
We're already a comic book universe. The timelines are absolute dog shit.
Authentic. We're authentic,
Yeah,
Marvel,
so-
because we've completely asked the timeline.
Yeah.
All right. Carry on.
So yeah, I was on fire. Was anyone else on fire?
I mean, I saw fire, but I wasn't on fire.
I
wasn't
held
on
up the
fire.
ocean.
Oh, that's so impressive.
I looked in the mirror and I was old and then handsome.
I just had a bunch of like puzzle-like rooms that I had to turn into different animal forms to get out of.
Oh, that sounds like a
a
fun brain teaser. I just headbutted a wall a couple times.
Eh,
You did what?
eh, not as fun when
I was taught a valuable life lesson, I think.
I think.
Maybe. I don't know how to answer that for you. That's kind of interesting.
Whoever that woman was, let us not mess with her. That was quite powerful.
Yeah.
Agreed?
gonna go on and let me and say whatever's going on is crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was not fun for me.
I was just told to let go of hate.
Oh, you were given instruction.
Yeah. And
Huh?
there's a
I
lot.
feel like we all got wildly different levels of threats to our own personal safeties with that.
I assume, I don't know. I just know that Ryan Gosling was there.
And you were there,
Interesting.
and
And
you
you
were
were
there.
there. And apparently I have some unresolved bro attention with Red Jaguar.
Apparently,
What does that mean?
so you two have something going on. I don't want to get in the mix of it.
But you were there.
Ryan Gosling or I?
Yeah.
Do you still look like Ryan Gosling?
Do I is the question?
I
Well,
mean,
that would be
technically, yes,
up to
because you shaved
you.
it. You did
Okay,
guy's self, so yes.
Um,
Yeah, then I still look like Ryan.
I would just say yes.
Right.
Wait, you think there's something going on between me and Jaguar?
No, it's just something special. In a
Like
good
what?
way. I'm not quite sure. There's
Do
a
you
kinship between you two.
Well, yeah, but I'm not sure how to answer that.
I think he means it in like a platonic fashion of like
Yes,
respect towards one another.
yes,
Yes.
yes. We will go out and hang out and do clubs, and I will be his wingman. Well, wing spider.
Hold on. Wait.
Hmm.
Switches to Spanish real quick. So what you're saying is you're basically gonna switch from hating his guts to being his best bud?
Ken, who?
I don't know. I'm trying to understand here. That is the problem here.
No, I don't hate your guts.
Hey, that's good.
Never have.
Is there anyone else that you have issues with? Because if you need help moving on, I'm honestly willing to just go and beat the shit out of someone if it makes you feel better.
Get in.
Damn.
See, this is
Besides
what I'm
Gideon,
talking about, you two.
he pays for my food. Do you know how hard it is to pay for the amount of food I need to eat?
Yes,
Exactly. I can't beat the shit out of our glucose father.
my parents.
I'm down.
All right.
Hold on. Meta real quick. I love how when Hector is speaking to anyone but Raylon, he's like this older, silent but wise figure. And then he talks with Raylon, who's like the only one he talks to in Spanish. And we realize, guys, Hector's not okay either.
No.
He just said, hey, I'm down to beat the shit out of your parents if it makes you feel better. Like, I get it.
No.
Yeah. You want to get my dad a nut shot? Go for it.
Sounds good.
Man,
Yeah.
awesome parents.
And my mom.
We're gonna have to have a parent episode. I'm gonna have to play
It's
everybody.
almost kind of like all of us have some kind of unresolved trauma or something.
I wanna point out Hector's relationship with both of his parents is fantastic.
Same with Zan.
He's just terrified of calling his mom because it's been like a week or more since he's done it because he's been busy and he's terrified of the consequences.
You know, that's fair.
Very fair.
I mean, if she's anywhere close to his power level, she can throw a chancla really far.
Oh my god.
Like everyone's like, so are you afraid of your mother? And he's like, yes. Are you not?
I like rightfully
you not?
should be.
You know who my mother is? I mean, what? How is this even a question? No. All right. So, strange lessons, strange prophecy, and hidden meaning. I layered it, everything. To be possibly deciphered by anybody who knows anything about runes.
Perhaps
So,
by some old rich guy who is now a font of knowledge.
if only there was some wisdom that could wrap all of this together. We will have to find out next week. Beyond that, let's call it here. We had a good therapy session, everyone. This is great. We've got some healing going on.
Alexi just got mocked by Loki more.
How did you forget to turn into a snake? It's the one other transformation that we
Listen.
had.
I literally
in
gave it
this
to you in the
game.
palm of your
I-
hand.
Listen, I get an excuse. I'm in a lot of pain
Fair.
and
But still.
mind blanked. Okay, I
But
have
still,
slightly an excuse.
Fair, but that's also why I just
handed to you.
messaged you saying, hey, remember what Loki turned into?
Thy patron literally handed to you. All right.
Listen,
All right. Again, Razong Glitch later. It's fine. All right. So let's do a quick little round table. Thanks for watching. And let everybody know who our cast is and where they can be found. And let's go around right again from the top, starting with Lich.
y'all can find me at the usual spots. Glitched Productions on pretty much almost everything. It might be glitch.productions or just Glitch Productions, depending on the platform. Because every platform you have to have it different. It's so stupid I don't understand it. By this point, I'll be back to Twitch streaming on Thursdays, easing myself back into it slowly but surely. What else? What else? If you like my content on my stuff, I have a group account that I am a part of called Cosplay for Chaos. We have a lot of fun and shenanigans over there, doing group cosplay stuff. So you should definitely go check that out. I have an Etsy shop that I like almost never talk about. I make dice and fun little goats themed stickers. Maybe by this point I'll be halfway through creating my next pack, which is going to be D&D classes as little ghosts. We'll see if that's out by then. What else? You can find me most often on TikTok. That is where I post my cosplay content daily. It's a lot of Percy Jackson content right now. So enjoy the heartbreak and angst that I put out onto the internet. The only thing would be Divine Fates, which is a Percy Jackson campaign that I will be DMing. It's coming eventually. I am actually reading through the book. I'm getting a decent portion of the way through, so we're getting there.
Go.
That's me.
Joe.
Hey everybody, my name is Joe, but know that DJ Torador, notifying you on all the Instagrams and Twitters and everything else. You can find me there. Currently not, well, I am DMing my new game that will be up soon, Mobile by Night, The Vampire, the V5, The Masquerade, Mission Chronicle with some sprinkle of homebrew. My game actually was it Thursday, my players found out that a callback to the original story happened, and if you are a person that does vampire lore, Christopher Barrow has made an appearance in the game. I don't know if anyone knows who that is, but that's someone you need to be worried about. And maybe Kimnatari, the 4th gen Setite, may make an appearance, or is being worshipped in a demon cult. Nobody knows. But yes, eventually it'll come up. But yes.
Here you have a very handsome harpy.
She is very, very handsome. They haven't even scratched the surface. But yes. I look forward to that, I guess, when it comes up.
Oh no, the one with the mansion.
With the mansion?
No?
Which one?
I thought you had one with a mansion.
Yes. Yes, and one of my players is very upset with the Herald. He wants to
Oh, the Herald, my bad.
He wants to fight her so badly. But I said I wouldn't do that if I were you, since you're a 12th gen, and she's like from colonial times, like rode on the ship with Hernando Cortez type thing. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Hit me up. This has been Web Daddy signing off.
Excellent. Alejandro.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me one moment while I slowly die.
My name is Alejandro the Greedy Dragon, and today you got to see me play as Hector, also known as the Red Jaguar, as he learns for the first time in forever that he cannot just punch and muscle his power out of everything. So instead, he will be learning the lesson of how to change the situation so he can indeed do that.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us today when you watched. We hope you enjoyed the show. And if you would like to see more of us, follow all of these lovely people on all of their socials. You can find me on either Instagram or YouTube at The Greedy Dragon. I normally have my banner behind me, but I forgot to do it, so besides the point. And please give Captain America more money so he can underpay us in the capitalistic hell we live in.
Wait.
Yeah.
CJ.
Hey, everybody. Coming to you live from capitalistic hell. It is CJ, aka Cloud. You have found me here playing Solstice, but you can also find me on the Hexagon ttrpg playing Adityo Kumbo, my newest character, who I'm very, very, very happy and excited to explore. If you want to see my webby tweets, you can follow me over at KLAOED. I'm still there. I block Elon Musk and all the other people. I just exist in my little echo chamber of fun. But that might change in the future because, oh boy, it's been fun. Hope to see you all next week. More mental trauma.
Mental trauma in this game.
Done. Speaking of bet, no.
Bonjour, je suis un pantalon de pomme de terre.
You're not a
I'm sorry,
potato
what?
What?
You're a potato?
Potato pants.
Potato pants.
I'm John. I can be found at Prim's Bacon on the social medias. Just kind of being a little chaos gremlin sometimes. I have my own podcast, bacon flavored podcast, where we play just a whole menagerie of tabletop RPG systems. Currently working on recording a Halloween one shot in the break system, which we are getting used to. That game features several of the folks who work on Would Be Heroes. So, if you like the people who do this, maybe go check that out. Give me some money. I'm going to assume that we have hit our imagined threshold for the pinup calendar, so I'll probably get started on that so that it'll be done by New Year's.
We have 95 followers right now, so we're 5 away.
5 away. Get those followers in.
Now remember, this pinup calendar will have all of the characters who are adults.
Yes.
We want to make
Yes,
that clear
no
for
dual
anyone
Lily.
who listens.
And apparently
in the-
me. Or Doom. I'm not
Hey,
sure which one.
definitely Doom. Gonna have to have a strategic mask placement. Wow. Let's see, what else is there? Oh, I stream with my friend over on his Twitch channel, Boar Immortal. And I will draw in exchange for money so that I can pay my cat's medical bills because he keeps trying to eat things that he doesn't supposed to. And yes, you can contact me at the aforementioned social medias to get quotes on drawings. And I think that's all the garbage I have to spout.
Cool. Well, as for me, you can catch my pre and post COVID cosplay adventures at Canadian Captain America on Instagram and TikTok, CDN Captain America on the Blue Sky and the Bird app. And yes, this is our pet project du jour. We've been dumping a whole lot of months of time into this now. We are into the 4th quarter, starting it. How I'm going to wrap all of this up, I still haven't figured out. Surprise. But I'm sure it will be hopefully eventful enough that fun will be had. These people, all of them here, fantastic. Follow their stuff, like their stuff. you can also catch me potentially at some point in the semi-near future, not exactly sure when, where I did a 4-shot in the Marvel Multiverse game on the Sword and Key channel, where I was playing everyone's Star Spangled Man with a Plan in a cast of 5. We were great. It was called The Day of Doom. Look for it. It'll be out there at some point. And yes, as John said, I am one of the individuals that got roped into completely against my will in playing the Break TTRPG, which is actually a lot of fun, I find. We are figuring it out as we go, and it seems to be a pared down version with some definite D&D 5th or 3rd edition elements in it, for 5th edition maybe, somewhere in there. There are definitely nods and themes, the XP chart, for example. And the whole thing is basically if you took an anime and gave it D&D rules. It's the best way I can describe it. And it works somehow, and it's a fun little game. So look for that.
So like delicious. So like delicious in dungeon, basically.
Yes.
Yes and no. You could probably make the delicious in dungeon out of it.
100% you can. There is the fighter equivalent champion. They
That's fair.
straight up have the ability to cook and eat monsters they slay.
Oh, so yeah, just
Yeah.
delicious.
What is this game again? It sounds amazing.
It's called Break.
Break. All capital letters, 3 exclamation marks.
Like Limit Break. Anyway, so watch everybody here. Like and subscribe to their stuff. Toss them an open muted browser window on their Twitch streams. Everything will help. And basically, come on back next week as we'll have one more reveal. And shenaniganery will hopefully not or be kept at a minimum, I guess, or something.
In this group?
Unless we want to have more life lessons and
Wait, is this a threat?
trauma threat. Trauma healing.
threatening us
Healing.
with
We're healing. That's right. We're
important
healing.
life lessons?
Threatening you with life lessons, yes. More to grow, one to grow on. And that's no. How did they think? That's knowing is half the battle. How many other ones can I remember now from the 80s? I don't remember. All right, fine. Anyway, so let's call it here. So like and subscribe,
Bye.
everybody, and
Thank
we
you
will
for joining
see you
us.
next week.
Bye.